Good morning, Veritas. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. I hope everybody is doing well. Here is the assignment that you have in your Google Classroom for Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. And we will get started right away. Let's start with number one. Which of the following expressions, so with an S here means that there could be more than one answer. So we're going to check A, B, C, and D very, very carefully. Which of the following expressions has a product that contains 6 zeros? So product we've talked a lot about lately. That is the answer to a multiplication problem. So when we multiply these, they all have a multiplication symbol. When we multiply these, the product or the answer needs to contain 6 zeros. And since this says which of the following expressions, I need to very carefully check all of them, even if I find one that's correct, to make sure that I have all of them, because that means there might be more than one. Maybe there will only be one, maybe there'll be more than one. So let's check it carefully, okay? So here we go. Let's start with A, 6 times 10 to the 4th. So we have 6, there's the decimal point. We're going to multiply it times 10 to the 4th. So we're going to move the decimal place, since we're multiplying by a whole number of 10 to the 4th power. We are actually going to be moving the decimal point 4 places, okay? Because that's 10 to the 4th power is 10,000. So we're going to multiply it by 10,000. We're going to move the decimal place 4 places to the right to make it larger. 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the right. That's where our new decimal point's going to be. And we got to be very careful to put the correct a 0 in each space here. So you got to be real careful. Sometimes kids count wrong there. Okay, so that product would be 6 with 4 zeros, which is 60,000. So it does not contain 6 zeros. So A is not correct. Now we'll go to B. 8.3 times 10 to the 5th. Again, it's a whole number. We're going to move the decimal point to the right to make this number bigger. And we're multiplying it by 10 to the 5th, which has 5 zeros on it. It's really 100,000. But we're going to move it 5 places to the right. So it started here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to the right. And then we're going to just very carefully check that we put a 0 in all these spaces. And you can see that there are only 4 zeros in that product. It's 830,000. Okay, so you count the spaces we moved it. We moved 5 spaces, so we moved it 1 there and then 4 more, which gives us 4 zeros. So B is incorrect. We need to have one that has 6 zeros. 2.4 times 10 to the 6th. So we're multiplying it by a whole number of 10 to the 6th power, which is really 1 million. 6 zeros in the end, and we're going to move it to the right. So it started here. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you have to be very careful that every space here gets a 0. So we moved it 1 there, and then there were 5 more to go. So there are 5 zeros in this. 2, 4 with 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's only got 5 zeros in the end, and we're looking for one with 6 zeros. So it's 2,400,000, but if you count the zeros, there's only 5 of them. So that leaves us with D, but I'm still going to check to make sure that that's right before I go and put that as my answer. So we're moving 41 times 10 to the 6th. Again, we're multiplying it by 1,000,000. There's 6 zeros here. And we're multiplying it by a whole number, so we're going to move that decimal place 6 places. And since it's already here, we know that there are going to be 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's our new decimal place. And every space here, not the lines, but the spaces, need to have a 0. So we moved it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which has 6 zeros. And it is 41 million. So there are 6 zeros on the end. So D is the correct answer for number 1. And that's the only correct one. We carefully checked that every other one is wrong. So give yourself some snaps. Nice work on that one. Those ones are tricky because you gotta take the time to solve every single one. If you just try to find the answer and then not check the rest of them, then most likely you're gonna make a mistake. So you gotta be very, very careful with those. Okay, number 2. Johanna bought 8 packs of Pokemon cards with 6 cards in each pack. Charlie ate 4 of her cards. Johanna will give her 3 friends an equal number of cards and will only keep the cards that don't fit into those equal groups. How many cards will Johanna keep? Okay, so let's start again and annotate. She bought 8 packs with 6 cards in each pack. So 8 packs times 6 cards in each pack, that's 48 cards. Charlie ate 4 of her cards. So minus 4 that got eaten. Now she has 44 cards left. Okay, 6 times 8 is 48 cards, but Charlie ate 4. So we had to subtract the 4 he ate. Now she has 44 cards so far. Johanna will give her 3 friends an equal number of cards and will only keep the cards that don't fit into those equal groups. So she is going to keep the remainder. She's going to give most of those cards to her friends, and she's only going to keep the ones that are remaining, that don't fit into those equal groups. So she has 3 friends, she has 44 cards, divided by 3 friends, and she is going to keep the remainder. So she had 44 cards, and she's breaking it into 3 equal groups for her friends. She's got 4 10s, so she can put 1 10 into each group. She can give each of them 10 cards. 1 times 3 is 3 10s, and she has 1 10 left, right? Because there were 40, and she only used 30 so far. She gave each of her friends 10, so there's 10 left. So now we're going to add that 10 with the 1s. Now there's 14 cards left, and she's going to break it into 3 equal groups. So she can put 4 into each group, which is 12, and then she has a remainder of 2 cards. This is 14, 14, and 14. So 14 times 3 is 42 cards. So she's used 42 cards, and now she has a remainder of 2, because she can't put those here and here, because then those would be 15 and that would be 14. This friend wouldn't get an equal amount as the other ones. So those friends are all getting 14, and she is keeping the leftovers for herself. So the question says, how many cards did Johanna keep? 2 is the answer. Not 14 remainder 2, that would be incorrect. She kept 2 cards. So a problem like this is tricky because you're going to go through all this. If you multiplied and then you subtracted and then you divided, right? But if you put 14 remainder 2, or if you put 14 and 2/3, that's not the right answer, because you got to really be careful about what they are asking. They said, how many cards will she keep? So the only answer you need, the only correct answer, is 2. She will keep those 2 left over. If you got that, great job. That was pretty tough. So nice work. All right, let's keep going so I don't run out of time on my camera. Okay, so I rewrote this order of operations problem very carefully over here. I checked it 3 times to make sure I had it right, because I want to just give us some space to work on it. Okay, so the order of operations, we've done this now quite a bit. PEMDAS is how I learned to remember it as a kid, but we're going to start with the parentheses, then we're going to do the exponents, then we're going to do multiplication and division, whichever one comes first, left to right. And we're going to see that today, where you're going to go left to right. You have to go left to right. Okay? And then we do addition and subtraction last, because we're going to start with the things that are going to have the biggest impact on our problem, the parentheses, then the exponents, then multiplication and division, which are repeated addition and repeated subtraction. So that is going to have a bigger change to our final answer than just addition and subtraction. So in math, we do it this way, and it's very important that we follow the order of the operations. So we're not going to do 36 plus 14. We're going to start going from left to right. We got to do the parentheses first. So 2 to the 3rd power is not 2 times 3. It's 2 times itself 3 times. So 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. And now our parentheses are gone. All right? The exponents are gone also. So now, working from left to right, we don't do 36 plus 14. We're going to do this division first. We're not even going to do the multiplication yet, because we work left to right. So we're going to do 14 divided by 2 is 7, and then we're just going to rewrite the rest of the problem. So we have 36 plus 7, because we got rid of 14 divided by 2, times 7 minus 2 minus the 8, because we got rid of the parentheses and the exponents. Now we're not going to do 36 plus 7. We're going to do 7 times 7 is 49. So we have 36 plus 49 minus 2 minus 8. Now we have addition and subtraction moving from left to right. 36 plus 49 is 85. 85 minus 2 minus 8, so 85 minus 2 is 83. And 83 minus 8 will give us our final answer. Can't do 3 minus